Hey everybody, welcome back to another vlog. So today's vlog, I'm gonna kind of do things a little different. This is gonna be geared towards my new wholesalers slash wholesalers doing a couple of deals slash wholesalers that have not gotten started and want to see what this life is like.
Told you not to call here. It's not for sale. Quit texting me and aggravate.
The reason why I'm doing this is because I want you guys to see the amount of work that really goes into this. And I also want you to see how fast you could probably get a deal if you kind of mimic what I'm doing, or maybe build some consistency in your own business. So that way you can kind of understand, what this is all about. How does it work? How does it function? How much time does it take? How much is it going to cost you? That's kind of like what this is going to be towards. And we're going to be using multiple marketing methods. Primarily text messaging. This is all mostly going to be about text messaging and probably a little sprinkle RVM. So just to give you guys some insight, I stopped marketing around April. So April I stopped marketing, and then I started up my marketing again on May the 16th. I'm gonna show you guys a graph here. So on that graph, in the beginning of the graph, you can see that, it's not high, not high at all. It's under 1,000. So I started my text messaging campaigns under 1,000, and then gradually the next week it went up to like 1,300 and then kind of fell off. And then yesterday, which was Memorial Day, it shot up to like 2,200 text messages. So as the day progresses, you guys are going to be able to see what kind of results I'm going to get from this text messaging campaign. And hopefully, we get a deal. I think we might get a deal. Usually when I send out this many text messages, I at least get one deal under contract. But we'll see what happens, and you guys will get to see, what really happens. Just to remind everybody, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, okay? This is a get-rich for sure, and this is get-rich slow. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of failure. I'm constantly failing every day. I'll be honest with you. I don't win every single day. I wish I did. That would be great. But if you don't lose, you can never win. If you guys go to the gym, no pain, no gain, no results. You gotta pump iron every day, or every other day, or whatever. If you're into sports, these guys don't become football greats, baseball greats, basketball greats without a lot of practice, a lot of failure. You never get things right on the first try. It takes trying and trying and trying and trying and trying to finally get some results from all your hard work. And that's what this is. And that's what this is just going to show you, that, even though you are spending a ton of money, even though that you are spending a lot of time, not always are you going to yield the results that you want immediately. It's going to take time, a lot of reevaluating things. That way you can kind of figure out what works, what doesn't work, and what might be working for you. Because everybody has a different personality and different style. And what might work for me might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for me at all, I'll be honest. I've tried a lot of different types of marketing methods before, but this is what works for me. So you guys get to kind of see some real world results of what's going to happen when we do this. So let me go ahead and hop on a call with my team, get the day started, and we'll go from there. See what happens. All right, so the mayhem is about to start, and I'm gonna put my my phone here, take it off silent, so that way you guys can kind of hear what's gonna happen. It's 9 a.m. exactly, just to show you. So it's 9:02 a.m. 9:02 a.m. I think I'm gonna check on REI right now to see if anything has gone out. All right, so far only 2 text messages have gone out. So all right, here it is. It's starting, and let's see when the rush starts going in. And how I'm able to see it is, so on REI reply, it has a conversations tab, and it shows unread, recent, and all. When you press on all, it shows everything that is going out. So that way you have an idea, okay, what has been going out and what has been coming in. This is also how you can check the communication with your team to see who they're talking to or what they're talking about. That's where we're at right now. So right now I'm just waiting for the big rush to go out, because I think these are the drips. Yeah, these are the regular drip campaigns. The big blast is gonna go out like any second now. And usually when we start getting those big blasts out, that's when all the rushing starts. You can see they're going out really slow right now. Nothing really crazy yet, but it's starting. So now, okay, now we're starting to get the blast going out. So far, I haven't gotten any replies yet, but we'll start any second now. And you'll start to hear them because I have my other phone. I took it off silent. My REI reply is pulled up. Let me make sure I'm logged in. I'm pretty sure I am, but sometimes this thing will log you out. And the REI reply app does work good. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it is delayed a little bit. Like if I don't open it for a few days and I open it, you know, it'll show me like a bunch of stuff here. All right, now we're starting to get it. There we go. First response here. I am not familiar with that property and he is not the owner. Here goes our first yes, they are the owner. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start replying to some of this stuff. Now I have a bunch of auto responses. So like I don't type out all this stuff. I just type in the first few letters of the response that I'm looking for. Like, are you interested? I just put interested. Or like, do you know the owner? When people are like, oh no, that's not me. Do you know the owner? You know, whatever his name is, Charles Hanmeyer. Okay, James Holloway told me he ain't interested. All right, so, and it's not only just me answering these text messages at this moment in time. It's me. I got my other two team members, including my partner. He's also in here answering these text messages along with me. One of my teammates, I think he's eating breakfast right now, so I know he's gonna be a little slow to answer. But we are having already a steady flow going on. I'm gonna see if Twilio will refresh here and tell me how many have been sent out so far, which I know it hasn't been a lot. Yeah, it hasn't refreshed yet. But I'm gonna assume here, looking at this list, we've been sending out since 9 o'clock. It's currently 9:12. I think I've sent out maybe about 50 text messages roughly. So that's what we're gonna roll with, that we've sent out about 50. And so far I've gotten one guy that is the owner, not interested, and another guy who doesn't know anything about the property. Another guy is so funny, his name is Jimmy Carter. He's been texted 3 times and now is when he responds. Just to show you, since my screen is too bright for me to switch back and forth. This is how many times it took for him to tell me that this is the wrong number. And that's why you don't just text somebody one time and walk away, because they're not always going to answer you on, you know, the first, the second. It might take 3, 4, 5 text messages from the finally, you know, tell you, hey man, I ain't the owner. Stop texting me. I got one guy here. Oh, he is a foreclosure list that I'm hitting. By the way, all these lists that I'm hitting right now, it's mostly driving for dollars, just straight land lists and a foreclosure list. Nothing special. It's both absentee and owner occupied. I do them all. I don't discriminate against absentee owners, because some of these properties show up as owner occupied and they might be absentee owned. I've had a lot of those, and just I've always had success with hitting everybody. I don't just pull people out. I try to hit distressed properties, and I try to hit as much vacant land as possible. People are always holding on to land for whatever reason that they are. Also, hitting these foreclosures, these guys are, you know, they're in trouble. They have some type of motivation that they would want to sell. Got this lady, she just said, how'd you get my number? This guy gave me his dad's phone number to call him, which I'm gonna send to one of my teammates so he can call him, because I'm not gonna call him right now. Got another lady. She said, how'd you get my number? Yes, I own that property. I already have a pre-built template in here. How'd you get my number? If you guys want another response, it's I use a software that gives me potential phone numbers of properties I'm interested in. Sometimes they are right, sometimes they are not. So, you know, that's just what I use. And now we're starting to get some action here. Got some people know they're not the owner. I'm just responding back to some of them, asking them if they know the owner. Again, I'm just using my pre-built templates. It makes it a lot easier. Asking her if she's interested in selling. When you hear me typing, it's because I'm just putting in my own response, not using my auto responses. But most of these questions are always the same stuff. So this guy, he's not the owner. I have a guy that cleans these up for me, so I'm not really worried about cleaning right now. But see, if I didn't have these auto responses, I'd be tied up on this. And again, a lot of these people, this is like third time text messaging them, and they're now finally responding. As you can see, my phone is starting to go crazy now. Just to show you, let me see here if I can. Yeah, see on my phone, for some reason it hasn't refreshed yet. Sometimes this happens. But see, we're already getting phone calls. Let me see who's calling. I can't see the phone call. Why not? Oh, they hung up. Alright, so it's starting to get wild right now. Super wild. Got a lady asking me for an offer right now, which I'm gonna pull it up because I don't even know what I'm looking at. Oh, it's a vacant lot. This is how crazy it really gets, man. I'm hoping, let me see if... this is the lady who called earlier. Hello? Oh, she hung up. Let me see, wait, did she say anything? No, she didn't even say anything. But yeah, so the text messages are coming in hard now. And I'm trying to find this parcel search, here we go. Because this lady's asking for an offer. Alright, so we're rolling steady right now. I know that I'm not really talking or conversing. It's been 12 minutes. You can hear the text messaging going crazy. So our average response rate is for every text messaging campaign, we get about 30 to 40% response rate. So if I send out 100 text messages, I'll get back about 30 responses. Right now, I'm pretty sure, well, my phone says 20 notifications, so I've probably sent out about 200, and this thing is like really rolling out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going on with this and see how things progress, and see if we can pull a deal out of here. That would be really cool to see today. So let's see. All right, so it's been about an hour already. It's 10:05 a.m. just so you guys. I don't know how many text messages have gone out. I'm gonna try to refresh Twilio to see if it'll tell me something. There we go. Holy crap. So we've sent out 1,455 text messages in 1 hour. That's including replies. We've had approximately 125 that have come in. Just to give you some other numbers, yesterday we sent out 2,223 and got 357 responses. On a normal day when we're cruising around, like 1,100 to 1,300, Like last Monday, we got 195 responses with 1,100 out. Throughout the other days, we had 157, 186, and then Thursday, it went up a little bit more to 261 incoming text messages because we got out 1,500. Now, we have almost 1,500 that have gone out, and again, including replies. So 125 replies. That number is going to increase as the day progresses because more people are going to be texting back. You know, they might not be free right now, but more than likely around lunchtime, that's when we start getting a rush of replies because now everybody's on lunch break from work, you know, between 11 to, 1 o'clock, give or take 1 o'clock. So we're going to continue as of so far. The only thing, why am I refreshing it? The other thing I got here so far, I got a couple guys that asked for an offer. Let me see. I don't think we've gotten anything just yet. Yeah, so far we just have a few people asking for offers. So I made a guy. There be anything stopping us from moving forward today? I said yes. I have other things scheduled for today. All right, cool. Look, so this guy, I asked him 6,000 works, and here it goes right here. So then he did reply later on, and he told me, hey, yeah, you know what? 6,500 sounds better, which is good. That means that I got now a number to work with, and he'll take that offer, which is fantastic. That lot is worth 24K right now. So I would actually just buy this to hold on to it. Because I buy a lot of lots in Shelby. So I'm about to own this one. So sending out this many text messages, I got one under contract that definitely is a deal. I could now see that sending the 2,000 text messages in a day could produce a deal. Again, the thing is targeting the right list. And if you're just pulling random lists, I'm gonna mute this thing because it's still going crazy. If you're just pulling a list that's just absentee or tax delinquent, you need to really fine tune those lists. The best lists to hit are the ones that you create. The ones that you just pull off PropStream and just start targeting them, they really don't work out that well because you're texting a lot of people. You're going to get a lot of people not interested, a lot of people not the owners. But the problem is that your deals are hiding in there. You got to pull them out. And by hitting 2,000 to 3,000 people, yeah, you'll pull something out of it. But at the same time, if you're not hitting a very targeted list, you're just going to pull a bunch of junk out. People not interested, people saying that they're going to sue you if you keep contacting them, stuff like that. In order to combat that whole blanket a huge list of absentee owned people, because you'll have like 5, 6, 7,000 people in it. We do driving for dollars, only hit distressed houses. We do some form of list pulling. It's very minimal. Like I'll drive for dollars and then stack it against a tax delinquent and absentee if I want to. Usually I'll do tax delinquent and like foreclosure or something like that. You don't yield a lot of results in my area like that, but tax delinquent and distressed ownership, I know that that's going to produce a deal, because if it's distressed and they're back on their taxes, they're hurting for money. I'm not saying that I'm trying to target people specifically that are hurting for money, but there's some type of motivation for them to want to try to move or sell the property, because if there's no motivation, then they're not going to sell it. Plain and simple. This guy, I have no idea if he has any type of motivation whatsoever other than he owns the lot, which let me pull it up here, because I was talking to him earlier. I want to see if he has any type of tax delinquency or something like that that might be holding him back. This is kind of funny, but I actually own a lot on this street that he's wanting to sell me this one. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. It's on Crawford Street. I own it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lots away is where I own the lot. And he owns this lot, which is perfect, man. I actually love buying in this neighborhood, and this is great. I want to own, a few lots on this block, because that would make me very, very, very happy. So he owns this lot. I'm gonna buy this, which is great, because then right next to it is Bonnie Street, and I actually own. Oh, look, and Span Street is over here. So I own a property on Span Street as well. And I'm actually about to close on it in a few days. So I'm going to own a few houses on this block. Now, this guy, if we were able to perform, he's got a few other properties. So if we can get this for $6,500, which is what I offered him 6,000. He came back at 6,500. Boom. That's fantastic. So we can go ahead and move forward with this and make that deal happen. So one deal that we don't have it under contract yet, but let's call it one deal, one possible deal for the day, and see if anything else works out. Let me go ahead and put it here. I gotta put this guy in my follow-ups before I forget. And that's another key thing, is keeping up with your follow-ups, developing a system. All right, so now I got him in here. He's gonna pop up in here in my follow-ups. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing, so I have Asana and Mojo linked up together with REI Reply. That way I can keep track of all my stuff. Because if not, whenever we try to do anything, it gets kind of crazy. I'm gonna ask him for his email address. That way we can get this rolling today. So what I usually do is everything that goes from Mojo heads over to Asana. We put what we need done to it in Asana. A lot of notes, a lot of follow-up. This thing reminds you like crazy to follow up. We can like, keep track of our deals and make sure that the pipeline is flowing the way it should be. I got a lot of stuff that needs a follow-up right now. This stuff right here is just stuff that has to get started as far as follow-ups go. And we're trying to just stay organized. That's the biggest thing right now. The biggest problem I have is staying organized because we have too many leads. It's a good problem to have, and I'll be honest with you, if I wouldn't have had the problem of having too many leads, I wouldn't have found the solution to fix that. The way I did that was I just piled the marketing like crazy and made it completely unmanageable. That way I would have to figure out a solution to make this work. Grant Cardone says that if you're not making new problems for yourself, that means you're not growing. So this is my new problem, and I've counteracted the problem with a solution. Still working out the kinks on it, but it's working out good. We're gonna keep letting this thing ride and keep track of it and see where the day goes. Maybe we'll get a couple others. So I'm gonna write this one down. I just asked him right now for his email address because I'm gonna send him an agreement. He said he has things that he's got to do today, but I'm gonna blur out the email, guys. I'm sorry, or part of it at least. He gave me his email address. So, money right there. I'm gonna go ahead and send him that agreement, make sure that he understands it, and hopefully he signs it today and we'll have one under contract. So 1,400 text messages, very targeted list, good data. I spend a lot of money on skip tracing. If you go for those 5 and 10 cent guys, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, you're gonna be sadly disappointed because they suck. It sucked tremendously. I spent a lot of money on bad skip tracing, and what is cheap never works. I spend good money, 20 to 30 cents per actual found person. So if I send the lead to go get skip trace, I know I'm gonna pay about 30 cents. If I do deep skip tracing, I pay $1 per lead. I know that some of you are like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. If you just do it little pieces at a time, like if you're gonna skip trace 100 people, that's how I started. Skip trace 100 people, pay the 30 bucks, bang on that list until you don't get anything, and then move on to the next 100 people. All of you can come up with $30. If you tell me that you can't, you're tight on money, blah, 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 I'm pretty sure there's something in your house that you spent $30 on that give you no value whatsoever. I know that you probably went out to eat somewhere and paid $30 and got nothing but a full stomach. That's cool. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having fun, but don't tell me you don't have the money, but you're spending money on other things that don't matter. So let's see how the day goes and go from there. All right, so the day went pretty well. My opinion, pretty decent. I'm actually gonna screenshot this real quick. So I haven't sent this amount of messages in a while, but I sent out 2,737 messages with 445 replies. So I got a 16% response rate, which is decent. I mean, it's not the very best. It's still better than cold calling. Cold calling, we cruise between 4 to 8%. RVMs, another like between 3 to 10. Sometimes we get a little bit more, sometimes we don't. But out of those 445 replies, I'm gonna tell you exactly how much we got under contract because we got a few of them today. We got 2 under contract with another 1 pending. The 2 that we got under contract, it was 2 lots. The first guy that I was talking to in the morning, that he ended up sending me his email address. I got him under contract the cool thing is that he owns a lot more than just that one lot. So he has a 15-acre lot and a 55-acre lot. I asked him about the 15-acre lot. He's still kind of, you know, seeing where we go as far as the current lot that we have under contract. And we still got to order a survey and whatnot, because we are going to purchase it. Even if we weren't, we're still going to have to order the survey anyway. Surveys are out maybe about 25-30 days. So hopefully we can get that rolling, and, you know, that would be fantastic. It's a great score. Giving him 6,500, we could easily turn around and sell that lot for about 25,000, making an instant like $17,000 profit. The other one, same thing. We got it for 8,000. It's in a very good area. We could take that one down as well. Profit on that one probably be around the same range, 35,000. And the other lot that we have another lot in Charlotte. It's in a great neighborhood. We got that for 60,000. We could probably sell that for about 140,000, which would be fantastic. I mean, it's a great deal. That one though is still pending. We're still waiting on the signature. Tomorrow we're gonna follow up, see if we can get these guys to, or get this guy to sign that contract. That way we can go ahead and get it rolling, get it marketing. So out of today's lesson, you know, what did we learn? So consistency, number one. You saw that some people, we hit them 3-4 times. They finally responded after like the third one. Even though we sent multiple text messages, the first initial text message did not go answered. So that's another reason why we got like about a 16% response rate. A lot of these people are probably not responding after the second or the third text message. So, or I should say the first or the second text message, they're responding on the third or the fourth. I only have some campaigns that have 4 text messages, and I only have 2 campaigns that have more than 2. Specifically the foreclosure campaigns, they have 8 text messages. So I blast them with 8 text messages rather than just 2 or 3, because I feel like there's a little bit more urgency there. And so if they keep seeing these text messages over a certain period of time, they're going to be more inclined to be like, hey, you know what, maybe I need to contact this guy because I need to fix my situation. So that's pretty much kind of like the lesson behind all of this, is consistency, volume, and targeting the right people. You're looking for distressed people, people who have some level of motivation, not just blindly hitting a bunch of random people for no reason, because you're not going to get anything like that. So I would say today's a pretty good day. If you look at it from my standpoint, I was able to pull out about, well, like $60,000 worth of deals today. Now, will they close? We'll see. Because let's say if I pull out 20 contracts, maybe 5 to 10 might close. So we'll see what happens. And, you know, title issues get in the way, old judgments, liens, back taxes, mortgages, things that just literally is totally unforeseen until you start doing a title search. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, because I promise you, you'll be sadly disappointed. You'd be hoping for a $50,000 deal. Like I had one that just recently blew up. It was like over $110,000. And I'm like, man, this is gonna close, and we're still waiting for some other stuff. So we have no idea whether it's really gonna close or not, or if it's gonna be, you know, the deal. But regardless of what happens, just count that money until you really have it in the bank. Because if not, you know, you might set yourself up to put yourself in a really bad situation. But I'm lucky enough that when I have deals like that blow up, I'm not really, you know, upset, because I have money saved up. I can still pay my bills. You know, I'm not hurting for that, and I'm not trying to, you know, act like I'm big money or something like that. But I know that the energy that I'm wasting worrying about that deal that died, I can focus that energy on another deal that's gonna come through. Simple as that. But other than that, man, great day. I hope you guys were able to learn a little bit from this video, and also share some real life experience. It takes a lot to do this business. This is not something easy. It's not something you could do and get rich overnight. Most of you guys won't do the exact same thing that I'm doing. Maybe you might do more than me, who knows? The point is, you really got to go out and get your feet wet. Got to really just try and keep trying, and work on what you're trying. When you're failing, dissect why you're failing. Figure it out. What should I change here? Something small. It doesn't have to be big. Give you an example. My text messaging times are after 9 o'clock. I've done them at tons of different times of the day. 9 o'clock works best for me. I also don't text weekends, because I realize that text messaging on weekends, nobody's looking at their phone. Saturday and Sunday go by, I get terrible response rates, but I get really good cold calling rates on Saturday and Sunday. Better than what I get Monday through Friday. It's all about testing. But you gotta test, you gotta record, test again and record, This is kind of like science. It's the best way I could put it. You're gonna experiment, you're gonna see why the experiment didn't work out, and then you're gonna come back and take a stab at what you think made the experiment go bad. Go figure. Thank you, science. But enough about my yapping. Hope you guys found this informative. If you did, shoot me a like. If you didn't, shoot me a dislike. Write to me on how much you hate me. Whatever it may be, guys. But I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys in another vlog.